What is up? Thank you for coming back for another edition of the Horror Debate. I am the rowdy one, he is the unrowdy one, and we are live.
Hi, I'm Michael Bandy, and he's Rowdy Jeff. Welcome again to the Horror Debate, where each week we argue, discuss, and talk all about crazy movies.
Well, you didn't like my intro?
Yeah, that was good too.
Oh, okay, good.
But you just said he is not.
Well, true.
So anyways, hi. So
we're dragging us to hell,
yes,
Mike.
long waited. I went and saw this movie when it first came out a couple of months ago, and you blew it.
No, I didn't blow it. The theater blew it. Let me tell you what happened. I'm a little late getting to the theater, right? I mean, I waited a couple of weeks, and I figured, this is a big kind of horror release, big Hollywood-type production. It's going to be running for a while, right? I got time, right?
Wrong.
So I bust out the BlackBerry, the Crackberry. I get on there. I get on Fandango. I'm looking at the times. I'm going, hey, and I'm talking to my wife. I said, hey, hon, we can make this. We can make it it's 8 o'clock. We can go right now. Okay, cool. We rush to the theater. We get there. It shows Fandango, hey, 8 o'clock, drag me to hell. Okay, cool. I get up there at 7:45. What does it do? Tell me. We're not playing Drag Me to Hell. And I'm like, well, it says it does. You want me to slide my BlackBerry through the window here and show you? Look.
Did he say why it was?
No, he did not say why. He just said it was not even in his computer anymore.
In other words, low ticket sales.
And Mikey, if it's not in the computer, it doesn't exist. That's the way this world works, okay? If it's not in the computer, it didn't happen, all right? Yeah. So I was disappointed, and I couldn't find anybody else or any other place that was playing it, so I said, well, I guess I got to wait for the Blu-ray.
The day before we were all set to record, I was on the road. I was like 800 miles away, and so I snuck out of work and saw up in, I think it was like 5 miles away from the Oregon border.
Yeah, you were telling me, you said it's like, you got to see this place. It's all like, beautiful landscapes and all this.
Yeah,
and I'm
right on the coast and beautiful and everything, and there's only one movie theater in town, and I had a private show.
And you were the only one in there.
Yeah.
Who was dragging you then? If you're the only one in here, you dragging yourself to hell?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, well, you dragged me to that movie. All right, so enough of all that. People are probably saying now, okay, shut up.
No, people love our banter. If there's one thing I've learned is that when people write in and they say, hey, good review or bad review, or you guys suck, or you guys are great, the one thing they always mention is that we have good banter.
Not the last one, but the one before that.
Yeah, we have good banter. Everybody says when we're on, because we don't script this stuff. We've said it before. This is like totally unrehearsed. Totally just jump on the mics. I literally arrived at Mike's house, like 10 minutes ago? We jump on the mics, boom, here we are, right?
Yep.
So that's how we do it. So Drag Me to Freaking Hell, directed by Sam Raimi. And you know what? I was worried, Mike.
Yes, because you don't like Sam Raimi
I was worried. No, it's not that I don't like Sam Raimi, because I dig the Spider-Man stuff and all that, But I worry about it when he tries to go into the horror thing, because my feelings on like the Evil Dead deadigy or trilogy or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? I'm going to say hell a lot in this because it's like, it's apropos for the review, you know what I mean? But
because it won't get bleeped.
Yeah, because no, I'm serious. Like, Sam Raimi, it worried me because I said I don't want to be stupid sticked. I don't want to be stupid sticked. And it's okay to do it a little bit, but please don't beat me over the head with it. And I gotta admit, Mikey, this one did not beat me over the head with it. It had its moments.
It had moments,
but it didn't beat me over the head with it. And the story was good enough, and the acting was good enough to keep me going.
Well, the basic plot. What's the basic plot, Jeff? Run it by.
Well, you got this lady who's working in a bank,
Allison Lohman.
She's cute, by the way. Nice smile on her.
Not Lindsay Lohman, but Allison Lohman.
Please. Okay. So, well, you want to watch? I Know Who Killed Me again? Is that what you're getting?
I Know Who Dragged Me to Hell.
I Know Who Dragged Me to Hell. So, anyway, you got this girl. She's working in the bank, right? She's looking for a promotion.
Lindsay Lohan's next movie is I Know Who Killed My Career.
You're killing this review by talking over me, Mikey. Okay, so she's sitting there in the bank. She wants to advance her career. She wants the assistant manager position, and her manager happens to be David freaking Paymer, right?
I love David Paymer.
And I love him too. I thought it was great. I said, I'm going to like this flick already. Here he is, right?
Especially when he kept dropping all those thinly veiled threats. Just, gee, I think that we might pass over someone else.
Right.
Why don't you go get me a sandwich for lunch?
Exactly. But anyway, check this out. So she wants to get the assistant manager position, and So basically what happens is he tells her that, in order to get that position, because it's between her and this other dude, right?
Reggie Lee.
And they
as
say
Stu.
And Peggy Lee, who?
No, the guy's name is Reggie Lee.
I'm just playing with
He's
it.
the Asian guy.
Yeah, no, I know. I watched the flick, Mikey.
Right.
Anyway, so he
But I
tells her,
love it.
you got to make tough decisions to be the assistant manager at this bank, basically. And
You don't want Stu to get the job,
yeah,
do
and
you?
she doesn't feel like she's making enough tough decisions. So this is on her mind. And this elderly lady comes into the bank asking for a third extension on her mortgage. And basically, being the soft heart that she is, she wanted to help the lady out, right? So she takes the paperwork into Paymer, and Paymer goes, "Oh, that's a tough decision.
You got to do it.
Right?" So she comes back going, "Well, if I don't turn her down, and show that I can make the tough decisions, what's going to happen? I'm not going to get the assistant manager position." So she tells the lady, "You know what? It's out of the question." Well, it turns out this ain't no ordinary elderly lady, folks.
She looks at her and goes, "Thinner."
Yeah,
and then Allison loses weight.
Yes, thinner. That's exactly right, man. I thought of that immediately. She basically starts getting on her knees begging, for an extension. She goes, "Where am I going to live? Where am I going to live?
Oh, please.
Yes, you're shaming me, And so anyway, what happens is eventually is that they kick her out of the bank, and the security comes and grabs the lady, throws her out of the bank, kind of shakes up the young lady.
And the old lady's driving Sam Raimi's car.
Right.
If you watch The Evil Dead, you'll remember that car, and also Spider-Man. It's the
Yeah.
same car.
Yeah.
That car deserves a credit.
Yeah.
In Sam Raimi movies.
Long story short, though, what ends up happening is that when the young fine lady comes down to get into her car,
Allison Lohman.
guess what's happening? The old lady's there to meet her. I'm not going to give a lot away, but basically throws a curse on her, takes a button off of her, and puts the curse on the button and gives ownership of the button back to her, to the young lady, and then all hell starts to break loose, right? But did she staple that chick's head or what? I had to love that. I got into that. I said, "Hey, this is like EC Dub back in the day, I was loving it.
I knew you'd like that.
I was loving it. But and the fight scenes were fantastic, man. When these two broths were going at it, man, they were going at it. I mean, you had foreign objects popping out. You had windows
Well, the
breaking.
thing is, Allison's it's like she cleaned out her desk or something, so she's attacking this old lady who, take it back, the old lady is attacking her, so she's defending herself by beating on the old lady with everything she's got from her desk. Staplers, pencil sharpeners, ruler.
Right. You gotta love it.
It's a little crazy.
You gotta love it.
And that's where Sam took 1 foot and, Sam did his, homage to the Three Stooges, because Sam loves, the Three Stooges.
Well, I loved it. See, like I'm saying, I loved that. I thought it was just enough of a lighthearted thing to just make me laugh a little bit, but yet it was still in that, you were still kind of worried about what was going to go on. I mean, it was kind of the real deal as far as like impact and all that, but just the stuff they were pulling out to attack each other with was great.
See, to me, it was like Sam pulled out the stupid stick, and he was gonna hit us with it, but then he just said, "See, I got it right here."
No, he didn't do that till the nosebleed scene. He didn't do that to the nosebleed scene. When I saw that, dude,
the thing is, you saw on DVD is the unrated version with the
Yeah.
nosebleed. In the theater, the nosebleed scene didn't squirt out like a fire hose.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And big deal. I mean, it didn't even look like blood.
Oh, of course not. It was like in Kill Bill, and all those Shaw Brothers movies where they just shoot out bright, fruit punch.
So I got to tell you, I'm sitting there watching the flick, and I'm loving it. I mean, I'm like halfway through, and I'm going, you know what? This doesn't suck. This is good. This is entertaining. And that's what I got out of this whole thing. And you know what else I want to mention, too? Is that the acting in this film was very well done by almost all parties.
Even Justin Long, the
Long
Mac
did
dude.
fine because he was supposed to be the dry kind of banker, investor kind of guy. So his boneheaded personality that he usually has, like in the Apple commercials.
You mean like where he's doing Keanu Reeves?
Exactly.
But
it worked.
This guy Justin Long does so many things nowadays. I used to call him the poor man's Keanu Reeves, but Keanu's not doing much anymore. So I think Justin is Keanu's now the poor man's Justin.
But
Long.
it worked, Mike. When you say even Justin Long worked in this role?
Yeah, he was all right.
He was all right. He made
all
it
right.
through. And you know who I want to give special props to while I'm thinking about the acting? Special props go to the seer. The guy that she goes to see, the psychic.
Oh, the guy, Tubbs' kid.
Yeah, whoever.
You know, Crockett and Tubbs from Miami Vice.
Oh, is that who that is?
No, it's not.
Oh,
but he could be.
looks
Look
like
at
it, huh?
him. He looks like him. He acts like him.
Yeah.
I'm just going, damn, where's Crockett?
Yeah, but that was a good. He did a great job. And if you watch the extras on the disc, Mikey, you would have seen that he really studied to get into that role. Really studied how to look at people, how to act.
His name is Dilip Rowe.
Good for him. God bless you. Anyway, but you know what I mean? I dug his whole thing. Every time he was on the screen, he stood out like a sore thumb, and not in a bad way.
We spent like 20 minutes of you making fun of Eliza Dushku's last name.
Dushku!
But now we've got a guy named Dilip, and you're not saying no.
Hey, you know why?
We spent 20 minutes on Nimrod.
Hey, you know why I'm not talking about a name like Dilip? Because the great Khali, I don't know if you know who that is, but the great Khali, he's not only a wrestler, but he's also an actor in some movies.
I thought the great Khali was like someone in the Quran.
He's like 9'7" or something, you know, like 400 pounds, right? The guy is an absolute freak. His first name is Dalip. He was the guy in The Longest Yard, you know, the big guy in the prison, right? With the long hair.
That was Richard Keel, who was
No, not Richard, not Ron Keel.
No,
I'm talking about
Richard Keel.
I'm talking about the guy, the tall guy.
When Burt Reynolds was the quarterback?
No, the wrong movie as usual, Mike. I'm talking about the good one, the remake, the Adam Sandler flick.
Okay, get that. This shows how low our standards have gotten in today's world. Back in the 60s and 70s, Burt Reynolds, who was a football player at the University of Miami, okay? Burt Reynolds was a football player. He's playing a football player. Burt's like, what, 6'2", 6'3", right? So he's playing a professional football player. Now who's our version of a professional football player? Adam Sandler!
But you know what?
You gotta be kidding me!
It was done to be funny, Mike. It wasn't done for seriousness. I mean, come on.
Adam Sandler walking in. Why don't we have, like, Michael J. Fox walking in?
Yeah.
Hi there, I'm a football player for the NFL.
No, he'd be like, I'm a football player. No. Listen. Dalip Singh is his name. Big guy. The guy in the remake. The guy that comes out there and whoops everybody on the front line. The guy that breaks the other guy's nose. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he's like 9'7", 400 something pounds, right? I mean, the guy's huge. I don't make fun of anybody named Dalip anymore. Okay, this is so you know. But this guy, no, back on track. I mean, every time he was on the screen, I was interested, and that says something, Mikey. You know, I mean, I can't say the same thing for a lot of different actors that I see on a regular basis. This guy was really good in this role, and I got to give it credit too. I mean, the writing was pretty good in this flick too. I was never bored.
No, it's not a boring
I was
movie.
never bored.
No,
it wasn't like I said, it wasn't like I was getting hit with a stupid stick every 3 minutes either, you know?
No, but once in a while, you could see him pull, like,
Yeah.
hi, all this crazy stuff's happening to me. Let's go meet the in-laws. It's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I can see this train wreck coming.
I know.
The train hasn't even left the station, and I can see it's a disaster.
Yeah, but
but that's part of the fun. That's the thing. This movie is not meant to be 100% horror. It was meant to have one foot in fun.
Right.
This is a date.
That's what you said about The Evil Dead. I give word for word. It has 1 foot in crap. I mean, 1 foot in fun. And I said, it's got both feet in the stupid pail. Okay, is what it's got.
No, that was Evil Dead 2.
Well, whatever.
No, Evil Dead 2 had both feet in crap. The first one, no.
This film did it exactly. If you're going to put fun and games into your horror, which I don't always like, but if you're going to do it, right, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You have enough seriousness with enough goofiness, and it all mixes kind of up, and you never feel like you're being beaten over the head with it. So I was really impressed. This movie had good jumps, excellent jumps. I had the volume cranked. Let me tell you a little story. Me and my wife were sitting on the couch. We're watching this flick, right?
Now remember, your TV is not what a normal TV is. Your TV is like a drive-in movie screen.
Right.
In your living room.
Right. And that's what it's got to be, baby.
With better sound.
But let me just tell you this, okay? We're sitting there, we're watching it, and Danielle's catching air. I mean, she's coming off the couch on some of these jumps. My middle son, who's now like, what is he, 14 now? Comes into the room. 14! I can't believe my middle son is 14 years old. He comes into the room, and he's kind of interested in watching it, but I can see that look on his face like, oh, I don't know. You know, like, I don't know. This looks kind of freaky, you know? And that old lady, man, when she jumped up, I forget what part it was, but she jumped up. I think it was at the car window or something, when she jumped up real quick and went, bah!
Right.
You know, that jump? He got up out of his seat and took a walk. He said, I am done. That's it. No way, buddy. So that's an effective film for you when you got that going on. When you can freak out.
Like I said, this movie was made for preteens.
Yeah.
And it's a date.
I'm mentally a preteen, so it's okay.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's good stuff. It really is. And I think anybody, even the hardcore fans, are going to get a kick out of this. The hardcore horror
No, the
fans.
hardcore fans hated it.
Really?
This movie flopped.
I think they'd get a kick out of
This movie
it.
flopped at the box office.
Well, who cares? You're telling me the hardcore people who go to the box office?
The hardcore people are the ones who go to the box office.
No. The hardcore people are the ones that sit at home going, I have the uncut version where there's 3 more blobs of blood on his shirt.
Exactly, that's what you got.
Yeah, little
See,
freaking
the
whiners. They don't go to the theater, Mike. They wait. They get on the internet. They get on the internet and they download it and they
for
go
free.
Yeah,
they
and
download
they go.
these.
Oh, well, this
their
is
buddy's camcorder.
this has 3 milliseconds more of blood.
Yeah, get this on the DVD, okay? Because I saw this in the movie theater, and then I went and got the DVD. The unrated version is on the DVD, as opposed to the PG-13 version.
Right.
But they're both the same time.
Yes.
And the reason why, there's only, 3 seconds more.
Mm-hmm.
And one of it is
The blood.
the blood scene in the nose, and when Tubbs said, you've got to give it an animal sacrifice.
Yeah.
So next thing,
That was funny too.
You see her go. Now in the movie theater, all she did was walk in the back, going, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty," and then the next scene, you see someone knocking at the door, and there she is in the backyard.
You didn't see the blood
looking-
flying up, and
there was
yeah.
no blood, no anything,
Yeah.
and I thought that made it work better
Yeah.
with no blood,
Yeah.
no nothing. You didn't need to see
No,
the cat.
sometimes it's better with just your own imagination. That's absolutely right.
Well, the thing also, the timing and the pace, that added to the comic effect
Yeah.
of, here, kitty, kitty, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
Oops, it's already done, and I'm getting caught.
Yeah.
I better hide.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Mike, wrapping this thing up, dude, I loved it. The Blu-ray is so crisp. It sounded fantastic. It made us jump. It was awesome. It was a great experience. After an hour and a half, you're sitting there going, wow, I'm kind of tired, man. This thing had me on a roller coaster from almost minute 1. So I dug it. I thought the acting was good. It looked good. It sounded fantastic. It's what you want around Halloween, Mikey. I mean,
Yep.
this is good stuff. And I'm gonna give it 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5.
I would like to give it more, but the thing is, it's the same story as Thinner. It really, really is the same.
Well, not really. I mean,
Yeah, really.
kinda.
Yes, really. A person who
No,
is
there's nobody
incest-
losing weight.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
just
a
because
curse,
it's a curse,
and you're
it's like
gonna
Thinner?
die unless you do something to stop it.
Well, that's what a curse is.
Yes.
Name any curse movie. Is it they're all like Thinner?
Name another curse
No,
movie.
I mean,
Come on, name a curse movie off the top of your head like Thinner.
There's none other like Thinner.
Exactly. This one.
This one's not like Thinner. That's my point, Mike.
My
it's not
point
like
is, it
Thinner.
is like Thinner.
It reminds you of Thinner of the way she kind of takes her hand and moves it in front of her face a little bit and does weird stuff like that.
I'm saying the plot. You walk in and say, okay, there's a person who's insensitive to this old gypsy lady, so the gypsy lady puts a curse, and you got 3 days before you die.
You know what your problem is that you watch so
Too many horror movies.
You watch so many movies, and so do I, but I don't look at it like that. You watch so many movies, you're always trying to compare it to something else. You got to let it stand on its own, Mike.
But that's just it. This movie didn't stand on
It
its own.
did stand on its own. It did just fine. It was entertaining. You didn't have to see Thinner, which was a substandard movie, in my opinion.
Yes, it did.
Next to this.
Read the book.
This is a much better film. And
Oh, yeah, then Thinner. Thinner sucked.
Right. But what I'm saying is
I'm just saying
you can't
this
compare
movie,
the two.
Okay, but I'm just saying this movie steals the plot and then does its own thing. I would rather see a movie steal the plot and be totally with original characters and original settings like this movie, rather than see another crap-ass remake and with the same name. Let's do another remake of the film House on Sorority Row. Classic my ass.
I disagree with you 110%.
Or
Wait a
that
minute.
other
Wait a
classic
minute.
film,
Wait
The
a minute. I
Stepfather.
disagree with you 110%
I'm sorry,
that
the
it stole
press-
the plot.
the-
It did not steal the plot. It did not. It's a similar thing. It's a curse. It's a similar
Okay.
style. But it didn't steal anything.
Okay.
Quit whining.
But I'm giving it props. I'm giving Drag Me to Hell props for at least coming up with
But you're
more
giving it props
original
for the
things.
wrong thing. It didn't steal anything. It was a similar style. I'll give you that as far as the curse goes. But it didn't take anything from Thinner.
It took the basic plot.
No, it didn't. It's a curse, Mike. It's the same kind of deal. I mean, yes. So because 2 movies have sharks, it stole the plot. Because
Jaws?
Because 2 movies
Yeah.
have blondes, it didn't steal the plot. It did not steal
Two
the
movies
plot.
that blondes. It stole the idea from Legally
It did
Blonde.
not steal the plot. The idea of the curse in itself makes you think that it stole an idea from Thinner, but in reality, not really, because it was done completely differently. Nobody's losing weight in this movie.
No, they're gonna go south instead on occasion.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, Mike. It's different. It's similar in a sense. I know what you're saying, but it is bad for you to say that this movie. It's incorrect, I should say, to say that this movie stole anything from Thinner, because it really didn't.
It recycles the basic plot. There's an old gypsy lady, puts a curse on someone. You got 3 days before you die.
When did they say you had 3 days before you died?
In Thinner?
No, in this movie.
Yes, and they did.
It was 3 days?
Count them.
Okay, well, I didn't catch where they said that.
Yeah, that's why she was so anxious to get rid of the button, and that's why she went and
Well,
dumped
no,
the
she was
hole on
anxious to get rid of the damn button because, all the crap that was happening to her.
Right, but I mean, geez, I got a month, I got a year, whatever, I'll do it tomorrow. There's a good game on TV.
No, yeah, right, that was going to happen
Yeah,
when she's
no.
standing in her house and all this stuff's flying around her and then
No.
things are coming under the
Yeah,
door.
no,
and
Tubbs said 3 days.
Well, bottom line is, I disagree. I don't think it stole anything. I think it more than stands on
But
its
then
own.
I'm giving this props for giving us more original characters instead of
Yeah.
just making a stupid ass remake and calling stupid films from the past the classic film The Stepfather. Did that really need to be remade?
Yeah, I know.
And who
well,
in the
I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah, geez, so
Yeah.
I hate remakes.
But
by
I
the
think
way.
you should see this film.
Yes, I think you should too. It's definitely a 3-star film.
It's fun.
But be prepared. Sam Raimi does say, "Hey, I got the stupid stick right here,
Hey,
and I'm willing to use it."
But if you do not watch this with your volume cranked up, you're a wuss.
All right.
And if you got a small screen, just like press your face against it, because it's like you gotta see it like it was meant to be, like in the theater, because it'll make you jump. Turn the volume all the way down, it'll make you jump. If you're watching it on a big enough screen, that's what I love.
What's Sam Raimi's obsession with stuff, vile stuff going in her mouth? Well, you would think you think Allison would learn to keep her damn mouth shut.
Where did Allison come from? Was she like in like adult films or something? Or I mean, what's going on here?
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, she was kind of cute, But yes, I agree. The mouth thing got a little old with the, I mean, friggin' she had an arm in her mouth at one point, or
Yeah,
like
she had the whole fist in her mouth, and then
she had like half the other chick's mouth in her mouth.
Yeah, then the old lady, then the corpse falls on top of her.
Wait a
and
minute,
starts sucking.
half the other chick's mouth in her mouth. He did play the film.
All right, there
See,
you
you
go.
check that history.
And and then in her dream, the thing pukes worms and bugs all in her mouth.
Yeah.
And then every time something bad happens, she opens her mouth to scream, and ugly stuff flies in.
What does Paul Stanley say every time he introduces Lick It Up? This song is about putting something into your mouth. I'm like, I thought of that when I'm watching this film going, Paul would be proud. Unbelievable.
All right, 3 stars. I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week at the Horton.